Hello everyone, and welcome back to Liftoff. For years now, NASA has been exploring Mars for any signs of life, whether it exists or if it could exist. For all those years, they've been making some shocking discoveries on the planet. To help them in their search, NASA has two rovers scouring the Martian surface for any evidence of life. These rovers have been moving around the planet, and they're still making some shocking discoveries. Right now, NASA is on the verge of discovering something big, but this time it is in the Martian atmosphere. But what is it they're about to discover? NASA has decided to take a look at the data collected by its Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. The agency is now inviting the public to help them increase scientists' understanding of the red planet's atmosphere. But what is it that they need help understanding in the Mars atmosphere? Before we continue, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Elon Musk, space, Tesla, science, technology, and so much more. NASA scientists are really trying to solve a fundamental mystery about the Mars atmosphere. Now they are inviting the public to help them with their understanding. The organization has planned a project which they've named Cloud Spotting on Mars. According to this project, the public is invited to help in identifying Martian clouds with the help of the citizen platform Zooniverse. With this information, scientists might be able to figure out why the planet's atmosphere is only 1% as thick as Earth's, even though there are signs that the atmosphere used to be much thicker. It so happens that the air pressure on the planet's surface is so low that water cannot stay in a liquid state, but just evaporates into the atmosphere. However, it is said that billions of years ago the Martian surface was actually covered by rivers and lakes. This simply suggests that the atmosphere back then must have been thicker than it is now. So if the atmosphere was thicker billions of years ago, how come it lost its pressure over time? How did that happen? One theory suggests that different mechanisms could have been lofting water high into the atmosphere. Because of that, solar radiation would break those water molecules down, separating them into hydrogen and oxygen. Water is made of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, hence the term H2O. Once separated, hydrogen is light enough that it could drift off into space. Just like Earth, Mars has clouds that are made of water ice. But then again, Mars is also different from Earth in that it also has clouds that are made up of carbon dioxide. Think of it as dry ice. These carbon dioxide clouds form when it gets cold enough for the Martian atmosphere to freeze locally. If scientists could understand how these clouds appear, then they might just have a chance to better understand the structure of Mars' middle atmosphere, which is about 30 to 50 miles in altitude. Marek Slipsky, a postdoctoral researcher at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern Carolina, said, "We want to learn what triggers the formation of clouds, especially water ice clouds, which could teach us how high water vapor gets in the atmosphere and during which seasons. This is where cloud spotting on Mars comes into play." The project aims to look back at about 16 years' worth of records of data from the agency's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, or MRO. The MRO has been studying the red planet ever since it was launched in 2006. The spacecraft has a Mars Climate Sounder instrument, which mainly studies the atmosphere in infrared light, and as we all know, infrared is invisible to the human eye. During some measurements taken by the instrument as the Mars MRO goes around Mars, the clouds appear as arches. Since the data is quite a lot, the team now needs help sifting through all that data on Zooniverse. Those who would be helping would be marking the arches so that the scientists can study where in the atmosphere they actually occur. Armin Kleinbohl, Mars Climate Sounder's deputy principal investigator at JPL, said, "We now have over 16 years of data for us to search through, which is very valuable. It lets us see how temperatures and clouds change over different seasons and from year to year. But it's a lot of data for a small team to look through. Even though scientists have experimented with algorithms in an attempt to identify the arches in Mars Climate Sounder data, it cannot compare to what a human can see. It's way easier for a human to spot the arches." According to Kleinbohl, the cloud spotting project may also help with training the algorithms better, which could be used in the future to identify more arches. Also, the project includes occasional webinars where scientists explain how the data will be used to the people who are taking part. Cloud spotting on Mars will be the very first planetary science project that will be funded by NASA's Citizen Science Seed funding program. The project is being conducted in collaboration with the International Institute for Astronautical Sciences. With this, there is one question that you may all be asking yourselves. What is known about the Martian atmosphere by now? It so happens that Mars's atmosphere is more than 100 times thinner than Earth's. In addition to that, the atmosphere on Mars is also mostly composed of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon gases. According to NASA, the rusty tan color comes from oxidized dust particles that have been kicked up from the Martian surface, filling up the atmosphere. As we saw before, there is water that exists on the surface of the red planet, but the only problem is that it's too thin for it to last long on the surface in a liquid state. So because of this, the water that is on Mars can mostly be found below the surface of the polar regions as water ice. Not only that, but there is also seasonal briny water that flows down on the hillsides and crater walls. Even though the red planet has a thin atmosphere, it still exhibits a dynamic climate and extreme weather events. This includes some pretty impressive dust storms and sometimes even snow. But it so happens that Mars has not always been this way. According to the NASA MAVEN mission, scientists had reported that Mars once had a thick atmosphere. They reported that it was so thick that it could actually support liquid water on the surface for longer periods. The European Space Agency, or ESA, has managed to measure the exact composition of the Martian atmosphere. They reported that the air is composed of 95.32% carbon dioxide, 2.7% nitrogen, 1.6% argon, and 0.13% oxygen. They also reported that the atmospheric pressure in the atmosphere is 6.35 millibars, which, if you do the calculations, is 100 times less than on Earth. Because of this, humans won't be able to live on the planet because they won't be able to breathe. This means that if companies like NASA, which are planning to take a crewed mission to Mars, or people like Elon Musk, whose main goal is to move people to Mars to live there, all they need to do is find a way to generate oxygen from the thin carbon dioxide atmosphere. To find out whether this was possible, NASA's Perseverance rover, which is one of the rovers that NASA is using to explore the red planet, experimented to find out whether it could be done. The rover used its MOXIE, which is short for Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment, to successfully convert carbon dioxide to oxygen on Mars. In regards to this discovery, Jim Reuter, who is an associate administrator of NASA's Space Technology Mission Directorate, said in a statement, "MOXIE has more work to do, but the results from this technology demonstration are full of promise as we move towards our goal of one day seeing humans on Mars." NASA, along with other space agencies like ESA, has already discovered a lot about the Martian climate and what it's composed of. Once they look back at the data from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, they might just discover something that they missed, or something new about the climate. Since the data is quite a lot, they will now need to do this with the help of the public as they try to identify some of the clouds on the planet. NASA has been exploring Mars for quite some time now, and it's all to try to find out whether the planet can support life. What do you think the agency will discover about the red planet's atmosphere? Feel free to let us know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Elon Musk, SpaceX, Tesla, science, technology, and so much more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.